Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Technically Unsound Podcast. I didn't know why I said that. That sounded like some Harry Potter stuff. Welcome, everybody. It's Sunday night. We're live. Say hello to the crew. We got Mgyx. What up?
Hello. I had that British accent as well because they had the State Farm commercial with the guy from Ted Lasso on there. So I was like, hey, maybe he's watching the commercial after the game. I don't know. But anyway, yeah.
Not familiar with that. I just finished watching that game. The NFL playoff game, the conference championship.
Yeah, apparently the Kansas City Chiefs are going to try a three-peat, which has never been done before in football history, apparently.
Well, it's probably true if like 5 different networks are saying it. And we got Big E.
How announcers be announcing shit.
Happy Sunday.
What you drinking? The usual?
The usual. Good old.
Did you ever try that other old fashioned that I sent you?
No.
Have you tried that one yet?
With the Camp 8?
I haven't tried anything different. No. Just my normal shit. It's too easy. I got to remember when I have time. I don't have time to make new drinks before the podcast because half the time I almost forget to make my drink. So I'm like last minute trying to throw it together. I haven't tried any new ones.
I was thinking back to the days when we focused on drinking.
Yeah.
That was the summertime shows.
Yeah, it's like, that was our thing for a while.
Yeah.
I feel like we need a thing.
I think we could go back to drinks, but I think it needs to veer away from stuff.
Now that we've matured,
I think it should go into mixers, like what he makes, like make a drink, like a cocktail. Like everybody try a new cocktail. But I don't know if anybody wants to do that kind of investment. Yeah, that's a
big investment. That's a lot of bottles.
Hey, T-Swizzle is making an appearance.
See all those bottles back there? That's enough of an investment.
I mean, make what you got with what you got. I mean, shit.
You just put it all into Chat GPT, and it'll spit out some recipe. Now tell me what you have in your refrigerator.
Yeah.
Include
accoutrements. The Mogan Daniels or Davies. I forgot what it is. Well, if you're a Gen Xer, you know what Mogan Daniels turned out to be. It's the actual abbreviations for Mad Dog. It's Mogan Davies, I think. Or Mogan Davis is what MD stands for. They're this new generation is apparently trying to make it a comeback. Like, this is one of those, hey, don't put your hand in the fire, you're gonna get burnt. And they're like, huh? And all these people, I'm getting flooded with TikTok trends of people trying Mad Dog for the first time. And it's like, y'all gonna learn. You're gonna learn. But hey,
it's not so bad.
Maybe there is a new drink. Maybe there is a new version of beverages we can make out of Mad Dog instead of just freebasing it like we did.
Whoa, easy on the.
I'm just saying. I mean, we took it straight to the head. We didn't make mixed drinks. I don't ever recall making a mixed drink out of Mad Dog. Do you?
Oh, I just drank it.
Yeah, we just took it straight to the head. So maybe this new generation of kids are finding ways to make innovative drinks out of our old schools. You know, Mad Dog, Night Train, Cisco.
I don't know if they're that enthusiastic. I think they're happy just hanging out every now and then just being online with each other. Times are changing.
I don't know. Oh shit.
Or they have changed.
I don't know what else we could do as part of our beverages or like a beverage thing, other than possibly, cooking. But that again is a major investment.
Yeah, that's too much. It has to be something like very easy. I don't think there's really anything other than kind of what we did with just grabbing a can of drink. And no one wants no one wants to do it with beer.
I don't drink beer.
Hell no. Yeah. The closest I'll get to beer is Bud Light or Tecate. I mean, so my thing with making the mixed drinks is we could decide on a bottle type of alcohol. Like, let's say 1 week we do vodka, and we all come up with a vodka mixed drink. Maybe for that month, even. That way you're not having to buy multiple different liquors. And then base it off of that. You know, vodka and pineapple, vodka and Coke, vodka and 7-Up, you know. That way you're investing, but you're only investing in a small bottle, and everything else is a mixer that you probably already have at your house.
Yeah, too bad there's not like a sample set of hard liquor. And then we could just all, you know, like grab the same thing. And then, every week or every episode, we would just follow a recipe and we'd all, you know, make it identically. And then.
Ooh, you know, I even just saw this. We don't even have to use the big bottles. I'm thinking like the flask size bottles. We could get the little
hotel bottles.
Do the 99, the airplane bottles, the mini bottles, the 99-cent ones at Walgreens.
Yeah, but a lot of times with those, you end up sick the next day.
How are you getting sick the next day?
Yeah, but a lot of those, I mean, well,
I'm saying instead of buying a full bottle of vodka, buy 2 99-cent.
Yeah, but your high quality, I don't know if your high quality liquors come in those little bottles.
They do.
Dude, I've seen
everything. If the high quality shit comes in those little bottles, then I would entertain that possibility. But
it makes more sense to just buy a regular bottle for most of these things, because you make a few drinks with those little bottles, and you pay a couple extra bucks to buy the whole bottle. You could
because what's the core drinks you would need? You know, you need a Bacardi or like a whiskey.
You need a vodka, a rum, a whiskey, a bourbon. But I was just saying, so if somebody doesn't want to invest in buying a full-on bottle of vodka, like if you don't normally drink vodka, don't invest $20 in that bottle. Just
come on, everything you named off, I already have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not gonna. I mean, if you're talking about just the core shit, I don't have a vodka, but I would just go get me a good vodka. You know, so I would have no problem stocking up on a couple bottles.
I mean, unless you're trying to have a party, but I mean, shit, it's just you drinking it and you're making the drink for yourself.
Well, no, I mean, it's going to last me probably years.
Yeah.
But
so, I mean, are y'all down to try? So, I mean, I don't have any bottles other than my red. Actually,
well, I got to do a shopping. I got to do a shopping list first. So if there's a series that we could follow, right? Like if you said, you know, next episode, we're going to try this drink and here's the recipe for it. And then, you know, if anybody
you're going way complicated on it.
Well, I mean, unless you're talking about just drinking shots.
No, I'm saying, all right, next week, everybody come with a vodka drink. You pick the vodka drink you're going to make and you review it on with us. So Tom, you do a vodka cranberry, and E, you do a vodka tonic, and I'll do a vodka Red Bull. I mean, we would have our core is what we would decide on for the week. Because otherwise we're all just making the exact same fucking drink. There's no variety in it. Does that make sense? Just throwing it out there.
Well, I was looking at it as we would just see who likes the drink. Like if we all just made the same drink, and of course there's going to be slight variations in the way we make it, or maybe in the ingredients, like you might use one kind of vodka, I use another, but ultimately I was just thinking, okay, vodka and tonic or whatever, you know, like what do you give that as a score across the board? That way we can all just say, you know, I don't like it, I give it a 3, or you might like it and give it an 8.
What are your thoughts? He's like, I don't care. I'm drinking whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I can. My problem is I can predetermine once you say a drink I've had. I mean, I've probably had it before. So,
I mean, I guess the only other thing to do, like the nice thing about the cans is there's a lot of drinks that we had never tried.
Yeah,
and so there was like this unknown factor. And I think, with the mixed drinks, we're pretty much going to already know if we like it or not.
Yeah, it's a little tougher. It's easy when you can just go pick something out.
Because I don't know what this juice box is going to taste like.
This vibe, this beatbox.
But no, we don't have to decide right now. But I think I was just thinking, I do kind of miss those days where, like just having a drink that I'd never had before and just cracking it open, that first time experience. Am I going to like it or not?
I mean,
but that's over.
Maybe we could do something.
We've tried it all
maybe we could do something with the list that we already have, like revisit the list and like take our top 20s or something and re-review those, kind of like make it a competition, like a versus battle.
Versus.
I don't know, man. Nobody else is putting any goddamn ideas. I'm just spitballing here.
Well, he said we don't have to make it. I mean, at some point you just say, we'll revisit this. I mean, you don't have to.
And we appreciate your idea. I was just laughing at your idea.
I don't have another idea, honestly. I haven't thought this through. You just sprung this on me. I'm not in my sharp mental state right now.
You haven't hit the salt. That's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I did just have a nostalgia moment earlier today thinking, damn, it would be nice to try a new drink for the first time, but I don't know. If I went to the store, I probably wouldn't find a new drink.
They do put new stuff out quite often. It's just a matter of when it gets to you, or if it catches on and then it'll get to you. Like a lot of shit doesn't get released everywhere. They try it out in a couple places. I saw a commercial for a new kind of hard tea earlier that I had never seen before, and I was like, oh, maybe they're finally like starting to do some new shit. But they release so many when these things get popular that they just start throwing, like they just fucking they just flood the market with them, and then people kind of get tired of it and they move on to the next thing, and then they're like, okay, let's flood the market with this. So it's hard once you've tried them all. It's like very tiny variations that they come up with here and there. You might find one good one out of a fucking handful of new ones that they put out, just a different flavor.
And I live in such a small community that a lot of that stuff will probably never make it to me. Like the stuff.
I think
you
it's
guys
also based on the time of the year. I think that's what we did during the summer and spring. Is
that could be a good point.
Get released
like party season.
I've only seen like one or two new drinks being advertised. Like they
whiskey trees are not in season.
Had like a vibe, like an entire vibe display, like big, like vibe. And another place had a beatbox. I'm like, what the fuck is up? This shit wasn't around during the summer or anything. I was like, oh, maybe it's because it's winter and people think of it as like box wine and chili seasons, and the ladies are drinking it. I was like, oh, that's just weird. But
why they gotta be ladies?
I hadn't seen it because it was right next to a bunch of other shit like the pink. I think it was just called Pink, whatever that drink is.
That's been popping up. Yeah, there's displays for it.
So that's what I was like, maybe it's seasonal, but yeah. And then I actually, the reason why I say that was the Mad Dog is right after the Mad Dog, I saw a bunch of TikToks of people trying drinks that we used to drink all the time in the club, like Incredible Hulks. Like I even had an Incredible Hulk. And
was it red or green?
It was green.
You guys ever do shots of Satan's spooge?
Right, but shit like that, like sex with an alligator or a Cookie Monster.
Maybe that should be that could be the stick. Is we got to get back to the sound effects. We've been pretty lazy with the sound effects.
Yo, I was actually in the process of starting that up, of finding new samples, and then I end up doing it.
And I hear them all the time, and I'm like, oh shit, I got to remember to get that.
I looked for new ones earlier in the places that I've gotten a lot of the ones that I got, and I haven't seen anything that's worth the shit. So I was like, well, I need to start like remembering things that are like clips from movies and shit like that I say on exactly and start cutting those up. But I just, every time I draw a blank whenever I think about it, and I'm like, okay, I need to start making a list. When I think of it, I need to put it in my list and then go back and find a clip and cut it up and make that.
I'll do the favorite. I'll do a TikTok favorite. If I hear a good soundbite that I think, oh, I got to go back and get that soundbite, and then I'll favorite it, but then I'll never remember to go back to it.
I send it to my voicemail. I send it as a text message to my phone with the same.
Don't you have a notes app?
I will no, because I can literally just send the link of the audio file. And then I'll just grab the audio file.
Oh, I thought you meant just something that you would think of doing.
Oh, I got to turn my heater down. I know it's going to kick in soon.
So my question was this. Everybody had to change, except I don't think the Braves have changed. They're still the Atlanta Braves, right?
Yes. We talked about this like 4 times.
Okay, we're right. What the fuck is the Chiefs?
The Chiefs.
What is their mascot? They're the Kansas City Chiefs, but if you look at their mascot, it looks like Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Chief.
They don't do like legitimate, like to the point. I mean,
you think it's like Sacagawea?
Yeah, I mean, what do you?
No, it literally looks like Chuck E. Cheese. Like, is it the Kansas City Chiefs now? It literally made me stop and
their
think.
fucking name is the Chiefs. They have an arrowhead, and the name is the Chief. So so Google it,
and everybody wears
why? I just saw a
feather hat
commercial. I'm literally watching a commercial like Kansas City Chiefs, and the dude is like Chuck E. Cheese in a Kansas City Chiefs uniform. I'm like, what is that? It's like, what is
because
Goofy?
In the Midwest they don't give a shit about that. Worrying about what, like Sacagawea and Pocahontas think.
This is how easy it is. The Kansas City Chiefs mascot is Casey Wolf, a wolf who has been with the team since 1989.
Okay.
So fucking easy.
There it is.
That motherfucker needs to get updated.
I understand why you say Chuck E. Cheese now. I never realized. I don't pay attention to the fucking mascot. So I'll agree with you there. He looks like a cross-eyed Chuck E. Cheese fucking guy. But his name is Casey Wolf. Why a wolf for the Chiefs that have an arrowhead as a logo? I don't fucking know. Who gives a shit? Because the wolves are probably a spiritual animal in the, tribal
Spirit
people.
World. Yeah.
All that shit. So that's probably
We'll call Taylor Sheridan and ask him.
Dancing with Wolves.
Or Kevin Costner.
So yeah, it's confirmed that the Super Bowl will be the Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs. In parentheses, and the referees, right? So it's the Eagles versus the Chiefs plus referees. According to all the memes that you see out there, and according to some plays that were called today, even instant replays were wrong.
Yeah.
It's like, you got the instant replay, and you still called it wrong for the Chiefs.
And they still won.
Yeah, it was close, though.
Yeah, I watched the last quarter while I was getting my hair cut and going to the grocery store.
All right, you got your fade touched up.
A little bit. I gotta keep everything low now because it's just growing back so fast.
And it's not something you could just do yourself with like a Flowbee or something?
I tried to do. No, dude. I don't have a fucking Flowbee. I
don't know what they call it nowadays. Because that was what they did in the Army. You remember in the base barbershops?
Outside the PX,
they had like 20 Flowbees in there, and they were just plowing through dudes. It's like,
that's because all of our barbers left. Like, they used to go there because Wayne and a bunch of the old school barbers were in there, and they dipped out, and then they brought in the
China.
Ironically, I do get my haircut at the Asian spot.
I mean, what do you do to your hair? I mean, what I don't understand. Like, what do you do to your? What needs attention?
So according to them, then this is not low enough. She did like a 0.5. So normally I would do a 0 on the top, so it's barely there, and then I would do a 4-0 on the side, so it's bald fade. And it just keeps it low. Yeah,
0 or 40.
Yeah, 0 4 zeros.
That's just 0, isn't it?
No, there's a difference.
There's no guard.
Motherfucker.
No guard.
I've cut your hair. You should know what a 4-0 is. You're like, this is way too low. Yes.
I don't even fuck. I've gone from leaving it a certain length to then just no guard, shaving my head with no guard whatsoever. And I did that for the longest time. And now my wife just got it for me for Christmas. One of those handheld fucking shaver things that you just do this and fucking it shaves. Yeah, I have that. I just do that now.
So a no guard is a 0. A no guard is a 0. You still have hair there. You could tell like this. You could still see that there's hair there. A 4-0 is bald, like skin, like your forehead.
No. I'm talking the clippers have nothing on it. How do you get less than that?
Because your clipper, so the guard is, there's 2 types of guards. So
it's got the little lever that you flip up and down, and then you flip it all the way.
Guard.
That's not a guard.
What the hell just happened to my monitor?
It's not a guard. There's nothing on it.
Bathtub just
it is a guard. So the other guard is the plastic guards that you put on top of that.
Okay. So how do you get less than the fucking clippers?
So that's
called a razor.
Guard, that 0 guard. Hold on. Let me get this.
I don't think you have your facts straight.
I do have my facts straight. So a 0 guard is just a regular. Let's say you go to Walmart, you buy the coals, you put your razor up, so there's no guard on it at all. All that little metal thing does is it puts a little brace. It puts a little slider like this that prevents. Let's say this is the razor edge. Your guard is this. Shit, it comes down on like that. That's all that's doing. That's a 0. When you have it all the way up, there's no protection there. That's a 0. You're still going to have hair there. It's going to show up like a shadow. A 0-0 is going to make that less and less and less until you get down to a 4-0. And actually some German ones have 5-0 where it's like you shave it, you are bald. There is no hair. When you rub your hand, you don't feel the little pricklies at all. If you shave with a 4-0 and you rub your hand, you're still going to feel that prickliness of your hair. With a 4-0,
you just said a 4-0, you show hair, and a 4-0, you don't show hair. That's what you just said.
Right. So right here, when I rub my head, I can't feel the prickly bits of any hair there. That's the 4-0 part. Up here, I can't.
There's a 4-0 too. That's what you just said.
No.
I was confused. He just named out both of them and said they were both the same thing. I'm just trying to make sense.
It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain.
I know. You said you don't cut your own hair, but you know everything about it.
I do. Because I can cut my own hair. It's just annoying, especially when it's cold outside. I cut my hair outside. I don't cut it inside the house because my hair tends to just fly all over the place. Like Tom's hair flies all over the place. So I'll never cut Tom's hair inside my apartment ever again. It's always on the outside because you just find little hairs everywhere. So I cut my hair outside. Just let that shit blow away.
That's factual. When you cut my hair will be everywhere. Hold on, I had some breaking news.
And that doesn't work if you're trying to break into the aerospace program and use his identity.
Breaking news from yesterday, I think. Walk it out. But I guess he had health issues for a long time. It wasn't like he got shot or anything.
Damn.
I think Project Pat's nephew in Memphis got shot and killed. Yeah, Project Pat. I don't know if that's his song. Whenever I hear the name Project Pat, I think that's his song. 43. That's
That's my age.
Yeah. So
Damn.
gotta take care of your health. Live a long life. Tubi, we were talking about the Super Bowl. Tubi, you just sign up, put in your email, and you get to watch it for free on Fox. I already bit the bullet and got Hulu Live back.
Just for this, or just to have it back?
I actually got it last week because I was like, maybe I'll watch the national championship football game. And I need a way to watch sports. I don't watch a lot of sports, but then when I decide I feel like watching sports, I had no way other than watching the little bits of sports that come on Peacock and Paramount Plus. Like every now and then they'll show like an NCAA game. Max actually shows TNT NBA games. So I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so you can watch NBA on Max.
Wonder if Mgyx knows that he's talking to himself.
What happened? Why
Still talking to yourself.
Who are you talking to? Oh, are you on the phone? We don't hear you, by the way. We don't hear you. Check yourself. You wrecked yourself. Mute check. Nope, we don't. We see your lips moving.
Oh,
damn.
Wrong. I hit the wrong. Never mind. Shut up.
I was just gonna wait and see how long it took you to figure it out.
So I'm like, so I just made a new profile under OBS, just to change things up and experiment with this new overlay that I have and whatnot. And yeah,
Sandbox.
Yeah, but then I realized that I can't copy stuff from one over to another. And apparently with this, I can just flip-flop it live. Anyway, I had muted the Ninja window because I had to blow my nose when I went out. And then I came back and I was like, I was like, oh, Matt's just talking. I'm like, I'm watching the meter run right now. It's going. And I totally didn't look at the Ninja window that I was still muted in Ninja. So never mind. But yes, I watch all my sports and through free stuff: Paramount, Peacock, Amazon Prime, Max. I said Pluto, Plex, Amazon Prime. There's another free one out there as well.
These low budget MMA fights I've been catching were on like Fubi Sports or something, or Fobo Sports. I forgot
Fubo.
Yeah, Fubo Sports.
Yeah.
Because this new TV we got is a Google OS TV.
Oh, you can load whatever you want on that.
It has this thing called Free Play. So it just tries to find free stuff for you. Things that are like not subscription based.
You should have hold on, I think it's called Google TV. And it's kind of like a free play, but it's all the Google service free shit.
Yeah, whatever's free it offers. A lot of times, though, it tries to offer YouTube TV, which is not free. But, of course, Google owns YouTube, so it's always going to try to push that.
Yeah, they're trying to get you. Like, hey, you could have YouTube TV. That'll get you everything.
But
yeah, mine just shows all the stuff that I watch and where I can watch it at. I was going to ask you, Tom, do you have Viki?
Whoa, Viki? This is Whoa, Viki right here.
Ching chong, ching chong, ching chong, bitch.
That's a
no, just VIKI.
No, I don't have that.
It's a free K-drama app. Like all those period pieces you like, all of those are on there, and it's free. So you may want to.
I don't like Korean period pieces. I only like Chinese period pieces.
It has all
China.
Yeah, so it involves everything.
No,
Japanese,
I like new Korean stuff.
Look,
but
man,
I like old Chinese.
You should
stuff.
check out Viki.
Whoa,
for source of your.
This is Viki.
Ching chong, ching chong, ching chong, bitch.
That's Viki. But anyway,
You
Tubi.
should check out Viki app.
So anybody
like
who
Tubi.
doesn't, who's cut the cord, if you've cut the cord and you want to watch the Super Bowl and you don't have an antenna, Tubi. Or not Tubi.
That is the question.
Oh, shit.
Isn't it?
Oh my god.
Oh, by the way, here's a picture of a hot dog. For all you Pepsi haters,
These nuts.
Coke will be served at Costco's food place. I wish we had a Costco around here.
That's crazy because Costco's had Pepsi for fucking ever.
Yeah. But they say the price on the like their hot dog combo is not going to go up. Even though they're going to switch to Coke, it'll still be $1.50.
It's probably why they're switching, because they can get Coke for cheaper, and they're like, "Oh, we don't have to up the price for this."
Yep. Now that Pepsi's dropped to number 3.
Sherry said Pepsi sucks, Coke rules.
Yep.
You know, I don't really mind, but like a fresh like fountain Pepsi is damn good, but every other way kind of sucks.
Yeah. Pepsi, the problem with Pepsi is if you open a can of Pepsi, you do have to drink it kind of quick. Pepsi goes flat pretty quick compared to Coke in my history.
That's just your weirdness. That's you.
It's me?
Me too, I guess, because I agreed.
That means you're both weird.
I don't really have a preference over both. I mean, in my opinion, just like McDonald's Coke is the shit.
Yeah.
There's like different places that have different, you know, when you go to like a kind of fucking not a chain restaurant type place that has fountain drinks and they have Pepsi, it tends to always be really good. And I don't know why. Or like, I think Eegee's has Pepsi and it's always good there.
We had
for some
good
reason.
Pepsi, yeah, Pizza Hut.
Yeah. But I mean, more times than none, I don't really pay attention. It's like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
If they have a cherry version of either one available, I'll probably get that.
If you're out and about, I mean, what can you do? You can't be like, fuck you if you don't have Coke.
I've seen people do that.
Yeah, they
like,
do. I'll just take a
all
water.
You have is Pepsi? Yeah,
just give me water. He's starting an argument in the comments section.
No, I'm agreeing with her. I prefer Pepsi, but I will drink Coke.
No, but she's saying that Pepsi sucks. So you're not agreeing with her.
Oh, my bad. Damn. Well, fight 3 o'clock.
You're like,
Ching chong, ching chong, ching chong, bitch.
Nope.
Okay, now this shit's burning my back. But that's the lowest setting.
That's what's wrong with those little heaters, I feel.
Not a lot of variety.
They don't set
And this
the
is not the one
thermostat
that
on
this
them?
isn't the one that can turn. The one I have in the house can turn. It's got like the back and forth movement.
Oscillating.
Yeah, the
You
oscillator.
know you can set the temperature on that, right? So it doesn't burn you up.
No, this is on low.
No, I understand that.
Oh, you're
but
saying I
can
could set
use
the
app.
thermostat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
set
problem is in this
app-
garage, it's cold. And so for it to warm up the garage, it's got to be on. And while it's on, it's pointing right at my back. So even though my back is now 91 degrees, the rest of the garage is still like 64.
The front of you is about 60 degrees.
I was going to say, can you move it to in front of you? And so the weird trick that I found with my Gobi one is I have a fan, pedestal fan right behind it. So I turn the heater on and it's on the floor, and then the fan blows the hot air to the rest of the room.
That's a trick.
So you may want to try it. I mean, shit, that way you're not roasting your back.
Just keep the comments coming because I need YouTube short material.
Yeah, that's I see that. I'm the entertainment of us.
Well, your YouTube shorts kind of blowing up.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
Your little Star Trek one, and there's commentary on it and everything. People are talking about why you got to die to use the transporter.
Nerd alert!
I mean, it is. I did finish watching Section 31. I'm a little upset that they didn't turn that into a show. It was an okay movie. okay, would have been better as a series. Like a 3-part series. I don't know. Mini-series, maybe. I don't know. What are we talking about here? Joe Rogan's the number one podcaster again.
I was just going through the rankings. I've been seeing a lot of little clips of Mel Robbins, and I guess she's like a motivational person. But she seems pretty motivational.
She's the female Tim Robbins.
I think so. She's yeah. She's like if this is the same person, then I've seen all the clips I see of her something like do what you want to do in life. I don't know, this everyday common shit, poster stuff. I don't know some of these other podcasts like telepathy tapes.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
Is that like crime? That sounds like some kind of crime thing. Up first from I don't like NPR.
Yeah.
Severance podcast. I have been watching Severance on Apple Plus.
I still haven't started it.
That show is crazy.
Dude, it is a slow burn. It is a slow burn.
Yeah, but the concept of it is pretty wild though. The whole idea that when you go to work, your brain is flipped. It's almost like having a partition on a hard drive. You know, like you boot up in your normal life when you leave work, and then once you get in that elevator and head to your floor, your severance floor, you boot into your work partition and they're totally separated from each other.
I mean, I get it. I mean, I think that would definitely keep people from burning out, I think, of doing menial tasks, but
I don't know. I mean,
I think they could have done. It's just too slow for me. I've tried to get into it, and it's
not enough.
I regret watching all those episodes. I should have watched Landman instead.
I mean, Landman's way better, but it's still good in its own way.
Landman, yeah, Landman is. Yeah.
I do have to hand it. I do have to give Taylor Sheridan his flowers. He or whoever's doing his audio. I forgot what it's called, an audioscape. I guess the music that's in his shows was pretty on point for what's going on during the show. Like there's only been 1 or 2 times where I'm like, this is a dumbass song. They should not be playing this right now. But so far, it's been pretty dope. I'm only on episode 2 though, so
of Landman.
Yeah, I just started it this morning.
Oh, okay. No, that's good because now you can just burn through the whole season.
Right.
I watched a show called School Spirits with the Karate Kid girl.
I'm sorry. That's why I meant to ask you that a while ago because I know you got a thing for Tori. I was like, I'm surprised you haven't watched it yet. And now they're coming out with a season 2.
Yeah. What is this called?
School Spirits on Paramount Plus.
I don't think I've even heard of that.
That's also a pretty. That's an interesting concept. But yeah, I do like her. But it is kind of like it's I mean, it's 100% a high school type thing because it takes place on a high school campus, but there's a murder that happens. But then you find out, is it a murder? You know, as you work your way through season 1. So I guess this came out last January and I'm just finding out about it and watching it. And now season 2 is about to happen on January 30th. So
yep.
That haircut is not good for her. It makes her face look extremely wide.
Yeah.
Just like
she looks like Stewie from the.
Yeah, I don't think she's like putting out her best looks in this. I don't think this series is not really like her looks are definitely downplayed a lot because she's supposedly a ghost.
Spoiler alert.
Well, it's not really a spoiler.
No, it's right here. I'm just watching the trailer right now.
That's not a spoiler. It's called School Spirits. Like shit.
Yeah.
It's like just like saying, "Hey, everybody's dead in Ghost." That's a spoiler. It's in the title of the show. It's called Ghost.
And they try to throw you off on what happened. You know, like there's a whole bunch of different people that, like, there's so much going on at this high school, and I'm surprised there's so many dead kids. It's like, man, there's this many kids that died in high school. I don't know if that's normal.
I kind of think it is. I just don't think you realize it.
I mean, unless there was an incident at the school, it's usually not that many.
Right, because then you would, there would always be rumblings about it. Like future students of that school will say, "Oh, do you remember Jean-Jacques Mgyx? He got his
but then you don't ever talk about it.
His neck got cut when he was trying to use the machine down in shop."
I know. Well, but some of them don't die at the. No shit.
But they have to die at the school for it to be.
They died. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. How far have you gotten into the show?
I'm done with season 1.
Then you know that they don't all have to be dead at the school. They just have to be a student of the school, and the school has to be a major draw to them.
Oh. Well, okay, then I stand corrected. These movie frames, they're so easy. I almost thought about like redoing it at the last minute, but I was like, I don't have time now. But they're way too damn easy. You don't even need smelling salts. I ain't even gonna lie. Sherry's gonna be ashamed of me for these very easy movie frames. And I think we did this one already.
I'm like, were you joking? Because I don't know what the fuck this is from.
I probably should have did this one last.
It's
good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Yeah, the show, the
Truman Show.
Whatever show,
Yeah.
Truman Show.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Sherry got it. Bought her enough time. She needs an extra 10 seconds for the delay. Oh,
Titanic.
I know. See, that was dumb.
Avengers.
Black Panther.
Oh yeah, because the Rhino.
Wakanda Forever.
E.T.
E.T. Phone Home. Or Magic's Motorcycle.
This might
Crash.
be a Sherry one, unless one of you guys get it.
Lost in Translation.
Damn, I didn't know you were down with like the artsy type shit.
Fuck no, it was a Bill Murray movie. I was like, oh, that's got to be a comedy.
And
Fuck
Scarlet.
no.
I don't know it that well.
Young Scarlet.
Young Scarlet. Oh,
Matrix. No, what the fuck?
No.
Hold on. I only saw the guy in the ground.
Reservoir Dogs.
Yep.
Mr. Pink and Mr. White.
Star Wars.
Stand
Lean on
by
me. Stand by me.
Stand by me. Yeah.
Well, Lean on Me is Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nice still.
That's the one that was on like the Rolling Stone site.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That was probably too. I should have probably cropped down a little. All right. We only got one ranking today.
Creamy
foods.
Hot and creamy.
Curry goes last.
Yeah. That's probably a unanimous.
I'm going to go tomato soup goes last.
Oh, shit. Look at you.
Then curry. Then grits.
What? You putting grits that low?
Oatmeal.
You putting grits
And then
below?
cream of wheat.
Okay.
I don't like grits.
Grits goes for tomato soup is 3. Cream of wheat, and then oatmeal. Oatmeal's the only thing I'll actually eat off of this entire list.
See, I'm cream of wheat is probably the only thing I'm gonna eat.
See, I would probably, I think I'll eat grits,
but
it can't be like some crazy Savannah, Georgia grits where they like put like cheese and all this stuff in it. I just want plain grits, maybe with something to sweeten it up.
See, you like sugar grits, not flavorful grits.
Yeah, I don't like grits for dinner.
There's a big debate on that.
Curry is going to be dead last for me, not even top 5. Okay, new segment. Who are you bringing back? And this one might be a little difficult, might tug at some heartstrings, but you know how we are here for the people. So I'm going to show you 2 celebrities who have passed away, but you can only bring one back, and you got to tell me who it is. Here we go.
Chadwick.
Oh, damn.
It's tough.
That's not tough. Chadwick. What the fuck is meat?
Those are our initials.
Oh.
I'm going Kobe. I know that Chadwick was like young and like on probably the verge of like even more movie stardom, but I would have so much liked to see Kobe join that Inside the NBA crew with Ernie and Shaq and Charles and get on there and joke with those guys. I don't know if he would have ever done it over time.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to give my answer, and it's not going to be for himself. It's going to be because I would say Kobe, because of the fact that if we bring him back, that means his daughter didn't pass away with him. So that would be my reason for that.
What if she passed away, though? What if he survived the plane crash and she didn't?
Oh, if that's the stipulation, then I'd probably have to go with Chadwick over it. Not that I dislike Kobe like that. It's just
that's the stipulation.
Yeah, it's like because of his daughter, I would prefer to bring him back. And yeah, maybe that's just thinking too deep into it. But
you're putting these rules. I'm dark.
Look, man, it's one person, not their entourage.
Hey, this coming from the person who has to ask in-depth questions about every single one.
All right,
this one's just easy for you.
Cheese.
This one might be easy.
I'm going to Leah.
Elaborate.
No. I'm going to Leah.
Just that's it.
I'm going to Leah because she probably had a bright future ahead. The other one had some issues.
See, and I think that's part of the darkness that's probably tainting the decision on Whitney. And plus, Bobby Brown turned out to be like just dirtiness. But then again, Aaliyah was with R. Kelly, wasn't she?
Yeah, but she was probably more of a victim to that than she was. I don't think that was a fully voluntary.
But Whitney had a life, had her stardom,
and chose to do weird things with it. So
right, Aaliyah was taken before she even. I mean, she got up there, but she was taken way before she reached her full potential.
I'd like to see what she would have done.
Yeah, agree. Because Romeo Must Die was dope. Romeo Must Die was a good movie.
Yeah. That happened.
You said like dope, and I'm thinking of Whitney Houston, so I was like confused.
Bobby, where's my dope, Bobby?
Ching chong, ching chong, bitch.
Oh, easy, Paul Walker.
This one's hard.
I feel like Britney was starting to get her stride with some good movies.
Exactly.
But damn, man, that camaraderie with Paul.
Here's my problem, though. I mean, and I'm sorry, Paul. See, that's not right, because Brittany Murphy had massive drug issues too, and you said that about Whitney. So, and you're saying Paul Walker did it to himself, but that's like, I mean. Just because he was driving a car fast doesn't mean that's why he passed away.
But you know what the speculations are is Diddy had something to do with both.
Yeah. she had a mother who was sus. Okay. I don't know about that.
Look,
I don't know that
Paul
part.
Walker.
Maybe I'm wrong about that.
I'm gonna go Paul Walker.
I'm gonna say Paul Walker had a lot of. I'm gonna go with Brittany because Paul, I think he had some more fire left in him, but Brittany, like you said, was coming into her stride. It had a lot more potential. Paul was already up there. I mean, not just from the Fast and Furious, but Varsity Blues, a bunch of other movies and stuff that he had done, TV shows he had done. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. It would be great to have both of them back, but I think Brittany definitely had some more shine to give.
Like you're saying that Paul probably, outside of Fast and Furious, Paul probably, that was going to be a wrap for him, entertainment wise.
I think Paul and Vin Diesel would have been buddies. You would have had a Senior Citizens Fast and Furious.
Yeah, we'd be up to like Fast and Furious 14 or 18 by now. If Paul was still around,
they would have a break, and they would literally be like grumpier old men racing damn.
They'd have all these spin-offs.
I don't think it would have kept going as far as it has if he would have still been around. I think he would have been the one to be like, okay, this shit's getting stupid.
Yeah.
That's possible.
Vin Diesel's the reason why that shit keeps going, and everyone else keeps doing it for the money.
That's fine, but I think Paul had a great career while he was here. Did a lot of work. Did a lot of philanthropy type stuff. I think Brittany, just more potential was available. And
weird. I find it weird that everyone's just avoiding like how Brittany lived her life. I just think that's weird. Like, how do you avoid all that?
I'm not saying that.
It was brought up so quick with Whitney Houston, but
I'm not avoiding that at all. But there's been a lot of people that had that kind of lifestyle, and then they changed. Okay.
Bobby Brown.
I mean, there's a lot of people that have that.
Moving on. I'll remember that when we get to the next one. That there's, well, that person was a crackhead. So,
speaking of shit,
this is fucked up. Yeah, this one. This is fucked up.
This one's fucked up.
I don't know that I can answer this one.
I'm abstaining from this one.
I'm gonna go Robin Williams. This is almost impossible, but I feel like Robin Williams. Just some of his movies. And maybe it's because of the Richard Pryor movies might have been like when I was way younger, but there's some movies that Robin Williams made, like that one where he was the robot. I mean, it was just like some
Bicentennial.
Yeah,
one of my favorite movies. So I got a question then: when these people are brought back, are they brought back in their prime, or are they brought back as if they never left?
They're brought back at the moment like they passed away, like.
Robin Williams.
Then this is a catch-22 because one guy couldn't even stand barely, and the other guy would probably wind up doing what he did again.
No, well, Richard had a disease. Richard had.
Well, yeah, but if you bring him back in the state he was when he passed away, it's not a good state. So that this is a horrible example.
This is bad because Robin took his own life, unless Diddy did it, but. Yeah.
I would go Robin just because I wouldn't want to bring Richard Pryor back and have him live longer in that amount of pain that he was in.
I wouldn't want to bring Robin Williams back to make him do what he did again to himself, because that's what's going to happen. It's the same thing. It's the same outcome for both of these. But
then, hey, maybe Brittany would be around to like talk to him. Or
listen, I'll give the answer everyone else gave. He did it to himself, so bring back Richard Pryor.
No, Richard Pryor's disease wasn't purely on that. Richard Pryor had a natural disease. I mean, his kidney
jackass.
failure.
That's why I'm not picking Robin. Never mind.
Oh, all right, never mind. Never mind.
You shouldn't bring someone back that took their own life. You killed
it.
All right, let's go on.
Well,
Tupac.
Yeah,
I'm going Tupac.
I would have to. I can't. And it would have been a harder decision before the Diddy stuff, but I only say the Diddy stuff because everyone wants to think that Biggie wasn't a part of any of that, and maybe was actually against it right away. So maybe that's kind of why it got taken out. But you never know. And unfortunately, he let Diddy get the best of him. So
yep.
I think Tupac would have stood against that shit real quick.
Ooh, more
I like that section, by the way. We should bring that back again.
Yeah, and I'll get some consults on some of the names to choose. But see, the problem is it's tough to find the comparison. You know, to find who is equally comparable. That was the big challenge.
No, do it like a versus, like the dude on Facebook did, and you don't realize the comparison until you get down to like your Final Four rankings or Sweet 16. Oh,
you're talking about doing like brackets?
Yeah. You just get random names. Like, all right, cool. You want to bring back JFK or Elvis, and then you realize later down it's like, oh shit, it's JFK against Martin Luther King.
You talking about like NCAA tournament for dead celebrities?
It breaks down to like JFK versus Martin Luther King. Who are you going to bring back?
All right. Okay, well, if anybody needs to hit the salt, get them brain cells working. Here we go.
That was quick.
I think these will be easy because these are everyday sayings, just like last time.
Let's go.
Take it with a grain of salt.
B. I had to focus my eyes.
I spent a lot of time rearranging these so there was never two B's or two C's in a row. The ball is in your court.
A.
Oh, look at you.
A.
Throw in the towel.
B.
Throw someone under the bus.
C.
C.
Under your nose.
B.
Bite the bullet.
A.
Burning the midnight oil.
C.
Man, look, Magic needs to get some smelling salts.
I'm trying to read and then listen to you, and I'm having to stop reading to listen to you.
In hot water.
Fucking me up.
B.
You got to do both.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, fuck. I got to match the
in
words.
In perpetuity.
Yeah.
B. Nope. A.
Oh, it's A.
Yeah, that was a tricky one.
Yeah, it's a phrase that you'll see in contracts and you'll hear spoken
on Shark Tank.
Yeah, and it's like, what do they actually mean by that? It kind of means forever. Off the cuff.
C.
Under the weather.
Hey.
Hey, yeah, hey. I thought it said feeling well at first, so I was looking for the other answers.
Barking up the wrong tree.
B.
Hit the nail on the head. I think we did something similar to this one before.
C.
Kick the bucket.
A.
Make ends meet.
B.
Once in a blue moon.
C.
C.
Pulling someone's leg.
A.
Stealing someone's thunder.
B.
The tip of the iceberg.
C.
Walking on eggshells.
A.
A.
A blessing in disguise.
C.
Yeah, that one wasn't registering.
B. Cut to the chase.
C.
Cut the cheese?
On cloud 9.
A.
A.
Play it by ear.
B.
B.
Skeletons in the closet.
C.
Throw caution to the wind.
B.
A. I don't know.
Throwing in the
hard to
towel.
reduce.
I think we already had this one. ChatGPT, come on now.
Hey, yeah.
Okay. ChatGPT seems to have a lot of those. Like, I can just say, hey, ChatGPT, give me a list of trivia questions about common everyday phrases. And I'll just give a couple examples, and then it'll just whip out a list. I think the last time
What happens if you don't give examples?
It whips out something else.
Yeah. Then it's like less accurate. I was just teaching Mrs. DJ Tommy how to use ChatGPT tonight. She's trying to do something for one of her little brochures. And so I said, hey, here's what you do. And she was actually surprised because all you do is you tell it what you want. You know, you just say, here's what you tell it the whole thing. You just tell it what you're trying to do. You know, it's like everything is included in the conversation with ChatGPT. Let's switch over to a different scene here. There we go. Back to normal. Oh, I saw Infinity Show. Was that last night? Yeah, that was last night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mgyx, I saw you doing some commenting.
A little bit. Try to.
Oh, I you know what? I had a suggestion of a topic that they could have talked about that I just thought of earlier today. Oh, I can't think of it now. It'll come back to me. But yeah.
I haven't got to watching the whole thing. How did they end? Are they talking about doing it again or?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Oh.
Elaborate.
I mean, I don't know. It was towards the end. It was like watching people have a conversation, but they're having two different conversations with each other. And it was like she's saying one thing and he's saying and what he's interpreting what she's saying. And I was like, I don't think you guys are on the same page. And it's very difficult to follow towards the end. And I was just like, I'll just leave it at that. So like they were asking like, hey, if you have questions, send them in. I'm like, to who? Who are you sending these questions to? And they're like, hey, if you want to have a third show, let us know. Who? Where? How?
In the chat.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what they're talking about.
Didn't know because the first one they did.
They said the same thing and it was in the chat. I'm
usually
sorry.
when the video was over, the chat was over and you can't post in the chat anymore. So that's why I was like, okay, who, where, how?
Yeah, there's the live version of the show isn't the only way you can comment on the video still after the fact. So maybe I do that too. I'm like, hey, if you're watching this later, throw a comment down there, let me know.
That's what you just said. That's what needed to be said. That wasn't said. Okay. That's why I was like, I didn't know how.
Well,
they're like, yeah, just let us know. And I was like, where, how?
That's if you watch any YouTube videos at all, that's what it means. Go comment, let us know what you think. So I don't know. I just feel like it's not a fair criticism.
Maybe I'm too old to I'm not hip with the hipness. I didn't know, but fuck, I watched the show and I had a question about it, and now I'm dogged out.
I thought you were versed on the YouTubes.
No. Why would I be versed on the YouTubes? No. I mean, it's. I legitimately asked, like, beforehand, I was like, hey, I didn't get a notification that you went live. Like, and I checked, and I have all notifications turned on all of our shows, and his was like the only one that doesn't give me a notification when it goes live or when it's about to go live.
It gave me a notification the last time. It didn't this time.
Yeah, I didn't get one.
But I also noticed that there's still a pending scheduled one. So he probably had the same problem I had, which was it wouldn't start on OBS. I had that problem the first couple times I tried to schedule, which is why I never did it before. Now I finally figured out what I was doing wrong, I think. And now I schedule them all the time, which makes things 1,000% easier for me. I didn't realize how stupid I was for not doing that.
Explain how you do that.
I have to go through the motions. Tommy might be able to explain it better, but I don't know if his is a little bit different. But I don't have, like, I have to go through the motions to know it, and it'll take a little longer before I can, like, spout it off. So I'd have to, like, go through. All right.
Would you be cool? Would you be down to do a ninja session and, like, share your screen and show me how you go? Because I've been trying to, like, I launch in OBS, and it's like, pick a stream, and then it's like, oh, well, do you want to use one of your old ones? I'm like, no, I want the stream that I just created in YouTube Studio.
Yeah, it should be in that list too.
And then when I go through there, it's like, I want the coming soon page to come up, but then it doesn't do that, or a stream is coming, like I've seen, I think, on yours before. It won't do that, and then it's just boom, I'm in. That's why I'm like, I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And it's not coming up. That's why I was like, hey, how do you do that? That would be an awesome show for us to do on a Tech Tuesday. Is to actually do that and not stray away from it and get caught up on other shit.
Oh,
that would be awesome.
Okay.
If not, then I'll just hook up with you if you want one day, and you can show me how you're doing theirs. Because right now I'm just creating the launch in YouTube Studios, and I'm thinking that it's generating the sequential number. So I think the last time I did one, it automatically added the next number up for the video, because I had like 1, 2, and 3, and I think this last one did 4.
Well, you gotta automatically. You gotta title them and all that stuff.
That's what I'm saying. In the title, I think it took the exact same title and just went up by 1 number. So I was like, I don't remember typing in a number 3. So I had to cancel everything, because I was like, I don't want to override another one. And I realized there was no number 3 there, and I think it put it in itself. So, but yeah, I just launch it through there, and then I just start. I just have to make sure I'm on the scene that says coming soon, or the stream is starting, and then just start the stream and let it kind of feed in from there.
Yeah, I used to do it. I used to do it straight from OBS, and I would never schedule it or do it through YouTube Studio at all. And then I started trying to figure out how to do that, and then I figured it out. And I had those first couple times where it didn't work correctly, going over to YouTube after scheduling it going over to OBS after scheduling it on YouTube. But then, like I said, I figured it out and realized what I was doing. So now
you schedule it in YouTube, and then it automatically starts it in OBS at that time?
No, it doesn't automatically start. You got to start it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think what Infinity might have done last night is he scheduled one, but then he went into OBS and he just hit start streaming instead of manage broadcast.
Yes.
You have to go to manage broadcast, then you have to go to the selection tab. There's like 2 tabs.
Right.
And then you choose that second tab, and then you'll see all of your scheduled, and then you choose the scheduled, and then you hit start on the one that you want to, the one you scheduled. Yeah, and that's why the title's important, because then you can easily pick out the one that you want to start.
Yeah. Like when the watch party, I was trying to go to manage broadcast, and I was going to get the selections, and I'm talking and doing other shit, and I accidentally clicked on start, just start broadcasting, which is why I had one start, and I canceled it right away. And then I went back in and I started the right one, the correct one. I just wasn't paying attention. I clicked on accident, just did all kinds of dumb shit. So you really got to pay attention. But yeah, I mean, it's fairly simple once you get the hang of it, but to get there, it is confusing. And Infinity said that's exactly what happened, what Tommy was explaining.
Yeah, because I was sitting on his scheduled broadcast, and I was like, I had my phone just sitting on the counter on the scheduled broadcast, and then after some time I went back to his channel, and then I saw that he had another live going. So
Infinity, since you're listening, you might want to go to YouTube Studio and delete that one or unlist it or something, just so that it doesn't constantly show on your channel that there's a upcoming live and there's not one. I did that too after I did that one for the watch party. I forgot until like a day or two later. Then I was like, oh shit, I gotta go get this one out of there so it's not popping up in the playlist or anything like that. It was like a second of black screen.
The other question I had for you two is, do you also upload your video, even though we do go live and it's saved under the live videos for YouTube, do you also upload a copy of the videos as well? Or is it you just keep it in your live?
No.
Just in the live. And then on the live setup or on the schedule setup or whatever it is, I always have it go to a playlist.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then my domain name actually points to the playlist. So technicallyunsound.com goes to the playlist.
So I just modified my domain name. I thought I did it a while ago, but I just modified it recently to have it go to my channel. And it just goes to the play. It doesn't go to any specific playlist yet. I just have it go into the live channel itself, so you can get live playlists or communities.
You know what I realized? I don't think anybody gives a fuck about a website anymore.
No. Not really. Not unless you're like doing something.
Unless that's the only way to get to your shit.
I knew that someone was going to bring that up, and I brought it up.
Yeah, you brought it up.
No. I knew someone was going to bring up the fact of nobody gives a shit about a website anymore or their domain name. But the fact still remains, if you Google that, you're going to get there. And your Googling is still one of the top search engines.
Google Going Around's podcast, and it's going to take you straight to my YouTube page. Promise you that. So don't need a domain name.
I mean, but you that's because you've built up that branding for well over a year now. So you've literally put in the groundwork to avoid that. But for other people who are just starting out, your domain name and your push from your domain provider is going to help you get to where you're at now, where you can Google Zero Fracks Given. It's going to take you to the YouTube page. You're not going to be able to.
I've seen just very basic, like you type in someone's domain name and then it has their Spotify, their Instagram, like has, I don't know what it's called, like Linktree. Yeah. But you could just have your domain name point to your Linktree URL and then all that shit could just be right there in one place. I should probably look into doing that because I've seen people do that and it's kind of cool. Oh, is it built in?
Your GoDaddy hosting. Yeah, they have a whole hosting thing
hosting
where you can
though costs extra though. I ain't trying to pay for that.
Listen to what I'm saying. It's part of hosting your name.
So you're saying just the $20 a year I pay for my domain name,
the free one-page website that your
was this valid 20 years ago, or is it still valid today? Do you know for a fact?
Did it last night.
Because 20 years ago that might have been true.
When did you leave that company that we're talking about?
Over 20 years ago, and I just set up my domain forwarding last night. And that's why I was like, hey, what is these other options of branding and creating an email? They have an email generation now with your domain name. And they have a branding where you can set up a branding under your domain name. And they have social links under your domain name as well. So I take it you're ready to play some Fibbage. Does that sound like some Fibbage thing?
No, we're not. We're not playing. We're not going to play Fibbage tonight.
No. But yeah, so I would still look into them because one, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to have your domain name. No, I don't think it does.
Okay. Rumble Podcast. Do you know how like we used to be the Rumble Podcast?
Mm-hmm.
And I had that domain name, rumblepodcast.com. And I just let it expire because I'm like, I don't want to deal with the overhead of it, even though it's like a $20 a year thing and that's it. But I let it lapse, which is fine because we don't need it anymore. I didn't care to have it. But now that shit now to get that domain name, for GoDaddy, it's $1,200.
Yep.
So I'm like, shit, I should have just kept that shit.
Well,
Even
with
just
with
let
the
it
Rumble,
parked it.
like, yeah, the Rumble fucking
Platform, yeah.
That's why. I was actually surprised when you said you let that go. I was like,
yeah. I thought about keeping it, and I thought the same thing too. It's like, but I had been burning through domain names. Like, we would talk ideas, like probably a year ago, we would throw around ideas to change the name. Every time we had an idea, I would register that domain name. You know, so I had all these stupid ass domain names registered. I didn't talk about it. I didn't bring it up, but every time I registered a domain name, it was like $20. Shit. And I was like, I got so many damn domain names just from stupid ideas. And it was like, well, shit, just in case, I better grab it. And, yeah, I think I had like SHTU or SH, what's the one, like shit hit the fan, just some stupid shit. I just had all kinds of domain names and I just let them all go. I don't lose sleep over it, put it that way.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, when I did try to broker it and I did say, yeah, what can I give for it? GoDaddy, of course, was like, well, it's probably worth like $43. And so I said, yeah, I don't want to fuck with it. And then as soon as I let it go, it's like, it's now $1,200. GoDaddy was just trying to get me to let that shit go.
Yep.
The brokering team.
No, it's an AI generator that assesses it.
Assessed it after I let it go. It's like, well, if we don't own it, then keep that shit low.
Yeah, what interest does an AI generator have in keeping it low for one person and blowing it out of proportion for another? That's a human thing.
Yep. Because I have another domain. Well, I let it lapse as well. Because somebody, like, I used to shoot music videos with this guy, Ryan. And I registered this name 618 Visuals. That's our area code, 618. And so I had 618 Visuals, and I think I did a 5-year registration on it, and it was only like $50. So I was like, yeah, all right, I'll do a 5-year on it. And then he moved to Chicago, but he kept, doing his thing. And he was like, hey, do you think I can get that domain name? And I'm like, well, I got it locked in for a 5-year, but once it lapses, I'll just let it lapse and then you can have it. And it lapsed like last November, but I hadn't even talked to him in like a year or two. And so I didn't even tell him. It's just lapsed. So if he's that interested, then he'll check 312 Visuals.
So in
perpetuity.
I'll give an example of one. I have one here.
How many domain names do you have?
I have
85.
6. I'm down to 6.
Okay.
2 of which were recent, so 4 really of my original domains. One of them is worth $2,000. One's worth $350. One's worth $130.
What's the $2,000
and the one that I
one?
used? At liquidheaven.com.
Have you tried to broker it, or are you trying to keep it?
No, I'm going to keep it because
Why?
I use liquidheaven.net.
For what?
It's part of your branding. It's part of the branding that I've...
Of what, Camp 8?
It's part of branding.
Do you have camp8.com?
No, actually,
You don't even have Camp 8? That's your shit.
Because it's all under an umbrella.
Oh, Mgyx conglomerates? What's
Liquid
the
Heaven.
umbrella? Liquid Heaven?
Yeah.
It's not even liquid.
It's dry rub.
Again. Anyway, so
why don't you go get camp8.com? I'm going to get it right now. I'm going to get that shit and sell it to you.
The AI generator for the name that I've been using since like 2000 and I'm trying to say, does it tell me when I registered this name?
I'm wondering what you use it for, because ain't nobody
I'm
ever seen it
wondering what
anywhere.
liquidheaven.net is for.
Hold on a second.
If we go to that site,
Like a dating profile?
It doesn't tell me when I bought it. But I've had that
20
since.
let me go incognito for this
It's probably 20 years. It's probably been 20 years. It has the least amount of value to it. So, I don't know. It's interesting. But yeah, I think there was an issue of why I couldn't get Camp 8. I think it had to do with copywriting.
Somebody else owns the copyright on it?
No, because
did you say .net or .com?
What?
Liquid Heaven.
There's both.
You own both?
It sounds to me like you don't own both.
Why would I not own both?
Because it says it's available.
Damn.
Did you spell it correctly?
I sure did.
Okay.
Unless you spelled it weird.
So what happens when you go to liquidheaven.net?
It takes me straight to GoDaddy saying, get this domain.
Yeah. Go ahead. Make me an offer. Because that's what's going to happen.
You have it brokered?
No, when you go to the domain name that doesn't have hosting or anything on it, and it says, hey, you can get this domain. You're going to submit a request to buy that domain, and you're going to basically make me an offer.
Yeah, well, okay. My point was, it gets you nowhere. So what does this do?
Because I haven't done anything with those names in the way that you would think naturally. Those are just names that I haven't used in years. One of them used to go to.
I just remember when you said it's worth $2,000.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
Doesn't mean it has to have a hosting account on it. Tom doesn't have a hosting account on his.
Why do you feel the need to keep it? Because that's an investment, right? It's an investment. You're paying for it.
Yes, it is.
Is it just
they may actually
nostalgic to keep it?
Anybody see what Sherry said?
Something like it seems moist.
Said it sounds moist.
Whatever.
All right, what's another domain name that we can make fun of? What else you got?
Zerofrax.com.
Okay. I mean, that's fine because you're using that, right?
No.
Where does that point? Where does it point?
He just owns it.
Go to it.
I don't have a browser.
Right now, it's not going anywhere because I forgot I had it. Oh, actually, no. Zerofrax.com goes to the YouTube channel. Zerofrax Given is the one that I didn't change last night because I got caught up doing a graphic for someone.
When you point something to your YouTube channel, are you putting in like your channel ID, like some 20 character thing?
It just went to the little code. I just went to the studio and just
like your code
did the ad and then the little braided thing afterwards.
And if you add something like, and I have the link somewhere saved, but you can add like confirm_sub equals 1. And what it does is as soon as you open that page, it says, do you want to subscribe to this channel? It's a pop-up window. And they can either hit
you
yes
guys tell
or no.
me how to do that.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. I don't do that now. Now I just send people to the playlist because I just want the views. But it would be nice to get the subs. We had 2 new subs. I think earlier today it was like at 33, but right now it's at 32.
I think YouTube's been doing some weird shit with that.
Yeah.
Because my subs go up by like 5 or 6, and then it drops back down to like 4. Either way, I'm getting new subs. Yeah. But like it did that to me like 2 days in a row. And it would tell me so many subs, and then I go to my page and it's actually only this many. And then because I use TubeBuddy just to look at the views and the subs, and yeah, it'll be like, oh, minus this or plus that or whatever, and I'm like, how the fuck? That doesn't make sense. I literally just had this many.
Are you doing a TubeBuddy free plan, or are you doing?
Yeah. I just have it so I have a quick way to go check the views. You know, after I put something out there.
Yeah, I think I have the TubeBuddy extension and I have the vidIQ extension. I used to do the vidIQ paid. I tried the vidIQ 1 year paid plan last year, like 2023 going into 2024. And it gave title suggestions and things like that. But at the end of the day, and this is like what we were talking about last week, it's like at the end of the day, like it just comes down to the content. Like all that other shit, you know, to me, it's just
not
fluff.
made. Yeah, it's not made for podcasts or anything like that. Yeah. It's made for YouTube videos. Yeah. It's not made for long form, you know, discussion podcast / live videos. It's made for putting out a structured video at a proper time and all this other bullshit. Yeah. So it does no good for any of us, I don't think.
Seeing the way
I was gonna say, even the scoring version that they do for like you know, generating a score for your title and your none of that makes sense, because I wouldn't change the title and it would higher the score after if I repopulated it, and then sometimes it would lower the score. That's a 92%, and then I would do it again and it would be like that's a 75. I'm like, what the fuck?
This shit does not make a difference.
No.
The score it gives you makes zero difference in your views.
Not at all.
Because nowadays YouTube rips apart your transcription. Like YouTube knows what your podcast is about. You know, it's finding, like, if we talked about something, I don't know, we could just talk about like Star Trek. And if someone searched for it and we talked about a certain aspect of Star Trek, you know, the YouTube algorithm would find it if someone searched for it. Yeah. But it's just not part of, like, I don't think YouTube can figure out what we're going to talk about enough to know who to feed us to, like the viewers, like to feed it out in the algorithm. You know, we're just not specific enough. Yeah. And I think that's the challenge that we're dealing with here.
Yeah, when I searched, because I was looking for stuff on GFL, and when I searched that like after the draft and stuff, because the draft happened the day after my podcast, and I searched for it, I think on Friday, and you know, I was looking at it just because to seeing what kind of videos pop up, and you know, because it's in my thumbnail, it's in my title, it's in my description, and I have a whole segment about it. So, you know. I was like, my shit should be in there somewhere. I did wind up getting somewhat decent views on it, just because it seems like it always takes till the end of the weekend for everything to hit. So like I have, you know, I got a bunch of views between yesterday and today, which the GFL thing was on Friday, but then the BKFC was yesterday, so people are probably going back searching for that. So, yeah, it's weird. It's weird the way it's all set up.
Well, and I think, too, the transcriptions take a few days.
Yeah.
Like on a live, especially like if it's a 90-minute or, you know, anything over an hour, I think that transcription might not be available for like a day or two.
Yeah.
So it's not
it's
even
definitely
really
at least
searchable.
24 hours. Yeah. Because like I can't even go, actually it might be a little less than 24, but I can't even go back and put my end screen up until like, I don't know, because it's at least 12 hours later. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Cause I was pretty religious about that for a while, you know, the end screen, the cards, cause everybody said, do all that stuff because YouTube notices it. You know, it's like YouTube is paying attention if you're putting in the work. And it's like, are they though?
I do the end screen, and I feel like it is better when I do the end screen. But the cards I don't do. I've never really noticed anything with the cards, and it's just harder to. That's so much work to get the cards in there, unless you have it marked down and ready to go. But the end screen, I've been trying to make sure I do. I just some point on Friday, I'll go and put the end screen together. Yeah. Because it's easy. It's just you got to remember to do it. So that's the part. And then, you know, if I already had like the watch party, I didn't do the end screen for the Thursday before the watch party until after the watch party happened. So then I made the watch party as one of my videos. So that was kind of beneficial. But yeah, it's just one of those things. It's hard to remember all the shit.
But see, the way that Mgyx's little YouTube short is blowing up about Star Trek. I'm like, well, damn, do we need to do like a Star Trek spinoff? Because that little short is over 1,200 views.
Because that was a trending topic for like the last 3 weeks, especially with Section 31 coming out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could see why that's picking up.
And plus it was Enterprise Day on the 17th. Did you know that?
Nerd alert!
And then it was Enterprise Day. I was waiting for Star Trek Day.
Yeah, the 17th was Enterprise, the USS Enterprise Day. I didn't really... Section 31 was a tough watch. It was a tough watch.
That's why I said it was an okay movie. I think it would have been better as a miniseries if they had fleshed it out a little bit more.
It was very little Star Trek-y. That's the problem, I think. It wasn't Star Trek enough.
That's
it was more...
It was like a Temu version of like Guardians of the Galaxy.
I mean, that kind of on point, but it was more like The Expanse meets Firefly.
I don't know. The Expanse was like a 4.8 on Amazon ratings.
It didn't have enough Star Trek tie-ins other than Giorgio. And whatever little cameo that they were supposed to have with whatever her name was at the end.
I think the problem is they didn't really bring up enough about Section 31. Like, normal people may not even know what it is. Like, you don't know that that's like the CIA of Star Trek, the Enterprise, the Federation.
And
so many names you don't know what to call it.
Yeah, it kind of is. It kind of, because unless you watched Discovery, you don't know what Section 31 is, or unless you watch Picard, and those were all tied together. So that's why I was like, wait.
And they don't even really go into much detail about what it is, other than saying it's like, the hidden branch of the Federation.
Right. And it's kind of like, okay, they did. Yeah, they definitely. That's why I said they could have fleshed it out a little bit more, but it was an okay movie. I would say 6.5 out of 10. And
people were questioning, like, when they were doing the vibrating at the beginning, right? When she was fighting with what's his name? He was disguised at the time. Scarface.
I was like, this is just a rip of Avengers, or what was it, one of Ant-Man?
Yeah,
with Ghost.
But,
I was like, this is just a straight rip.
But like, people were questioning, like, why didn't they fall through the floor if they were vibrating at a different frequency? Like, why didn't they just fall into space?
Magnetic boots.
Yeah, but So anyway, that's that.
What would you? Oh, I already know E's not gonna watch it.
Delete it.
You guys are retarded.
Ching chong, bitch.
Hey, next episode, preview of coming attractions. We will talk about, I guess, these MLK files that came out.
What files? Haven't you seen? He didn't sign it.
That shit went public. The MLK documents.
He didn't sign.
The MLK documents are out. And that shit makes MLK look like the original Diddy.
Yeah, that's a thing that's been going on for a while.
Now,
all the videos I've been seeing of it show that Trump didn't sign them. Like, he was like, oh, the guy's like, oh, this is the MLK one. He's like, okay. And he just puts it on his desk. He's like, all right, thanks, everybody. Closes it up, puts a mark away. All right, thanks for coming out.
The documents are out there. They're floating around now. But people are questioning, like, all right, is this just the FBI doing what they do of trying to bring someone down? Like, no one trusts the FBI at this point, the way they behave.
Because we need a real Section 31 to investigate the investigators.
I mean, they just trying to steer things.
Shit.
They're trying to steer things the way they want them to be.
Of course.
But maybe by Wednesday there will be some new revelations. But we'll see.
And the JFK files were supposed to have been released like 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
E, what are your thoughts on these?
We about to wrap though. So save those thoughts.
I don't give a fuck.
Save any thoughts for Wednesday. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Yes. Crooked Lettuce says you got to do research on CoinTelPro. Thanks to Crooked Lettuce 601. Thanks to Sherry, who's become our kind of like our fact checker. And shout out to Infinity.
Are we seeing evolution?
the evolving like a Pokemon. Yeah, you never know. We'll see. But okay, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Any last words?
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody. Going to the end screen.
Bye now.
I'll catch you on the flip side.